Welcome to Termas MotoGP fans. We are live from Argentina for the South American round of MotoGP. Just a few more moments and we'll switch to the starting straight for the MotoGP class race. These shots coming to us live from the grid where technicians and engineers are carrying out final checks on the bike before the start. The sun is shining and temperatures are within the seasonal norm. A medium rear tyre is enough to get you through the race in these temperatures. It's a different story for the front though, which needs a harder tyre.
So a reminder of your grid for the Argentina GP. Alex Marquez launches from pole ahead of Marco Bezzecchi and Francesco Bagnaia in an Ducati lockout in the front row. Frank Morbidelli, Maverick Viñales and Johan Zarco are all on row 2.
The riders are lined up on the grid with Pecco Bagnaia in pole position and ready to start. Just a few more seconds until the lights go out. The race begins.
It's time to rain dance in MotoGP. It's time to tango in MotoGP here in Termas. A great launch from pole position by Alex Marquez. Bagnaia got away really well too on the number 1 bike. Bezzecchi's going to squeeze on the inside of Morbidelli into the first corner. He does indeed. Bezzecchi in position A. He hits the front at turn 1.
Poor start from one of the pre-race favourites, Maverick Viñales. He went backwards off the line. Fabio Quartararo, though, he got away fairly well. He was making progress on the Yamaha, so both factory Yamahas getting away fairly well.
This is exactly where Marco Bezzecchi wants to be. He's not going to have to worry about any of that big spray being kicked up right now as they power through turn 3 and 4. Drive hard now down the back straight. Through turn 5 they go, or approaching turn 5. Great start by Marco Bezzecchi. Oh, Brad Binder's gone down. Brad Binder has crashed out then, so there won't be any repeats of his stunning sprint success yesterday from 15th to 1st. In that incredible sprint, Quartararo gets tagged there as well. Zach Nakagami flying through into turn number 7. There's as much action already here as we had in the sprint yesterday, so Brad Binder down and out on the very first lap after his sprint success yesterday. And as Quartararo, he's been dropped all the way back to 16th place, now the last of the runners.
So Bezzecchi with a half-second advantage at this stage. The 3 Ducatis who started from the front row are still yet first 3, although the order has changed. Bezzecchi now leads from Marquez and Bagnaia. Then it's Morbidelli. Zarco's up 1 off the line, but Aleix Espargaro making quick progress. The back of the 4th row, he's now up into 5th position. Bezzecchi's lead is the thick end of a second from Marquez, Bagnaia and Morbidelli. Here is what happened to Brad Binder into turn 5.
Yeah, into turn 5, really tricky braking zone, isn't it, that one? And on the inside of him is it Maverick Viñales. He just got clipped there. Ralph Fernandez was really forced on the outside there, so Maverick Viñales on the inside of Brad Binder into turn number 5, and unfortunately Binder just coming out the worst of that one. There was space there and Viñales went for it. I'm sure the FIA MotoGP stewards will take a look at it.
There is Fabio Quartararo, who's second last in this race. Only Brad Binder is behind him. This is what happened into turn 7. It's Taka Nakagami that comes up the inside of us. There he is, and forces Quartararo off onto the very slick runoff.
Nerfed by Nakagami without any question. Nakagami was very, very aggressive there, wasn't on that LCR Honda on the brakes on the first lap into turn 7. So like the sprint in Portimao, it's contact from another Honda rider that really compromises Fabio Quartararo's podium chances. That's
Frankie Morbidelli at the back of our leading quartet. Fastest lap of the Grand Prix to Marco Bezzecchi, 145.759. His lead is 9/10 of a second.
Yeah, Marquez recovered a couple of tenths in the second half of that previous lap. It looks like in the first sector where Bezzecchi has the slightly superior speed. Marquez in turn is about 4 tenths clear of Pecco Bagnaia. There's a gap then, isn't there, between Frankie Morbidelli and fellow Italian Fabio Gianantonio as Zarco goes full send on the inside of Jack Miller into turn number 2. The gap between Morbidelli and the Gianantonios just stretched out to over 2 seconds, so That top four are covered by 2.2 seconds, and then almost the same gap then back to 5th place, which is the impressive Fabio Di Giannantonio, who's strong actually in this morning's wet warmer.
Yeah, Di Giannantonio is leading in effect the rest of the field. This is the entire group. You can see in the back of the picture there, Fabio Quartararo, whose pace is pretty good, as we almost see contact there into turn 5. Quartararo did a 1:46.5 last time round. That was quicker than at least the next 5 or 6 riders up ahead of him, so he is making progress back through the field, but that nerf from Nakagami has left him with an awful lot of ground to recover.
Yeah, the Nakagami hit was far more ferocious than what we saw Vinales on Binder, didn't we? I mean, if Quartararo wasn't there, Nakagami was going to be in downtown Termas, no question. He wasn't stopping that fight. Miller and Zarco, they're having a right good old ding-dong here, aren't they? This is the fight for 7th place. At the moment it's going the way of the Australian, who's starting to make forward progress. He started from way down in 16th place, so it's been a strong start for the Grand Prix for Miller. Of course, one of the wet weather specialists now, Zarco, was out of the seat, wasn't he, coming through turn number 11. There's quite a big bump there, which can really unsettle your bike in the dry conditions, certainly the same in the wet, and that looks like what happened to Zarco there, because that was a big scare for the Frenchman. The rain conditions put a real big bump in the road for the factory Aprilia team, didn't they? So good in the full dry conditions on Friday. Vinales leading a latest Spargo in P1, the roles reversed in P2 on Friday, and it was all looking and pointed towards more Aprilia celebration and domination here, but the rain really has handicapped Aleix Espargaro and Maverick Vinales. They're 10th and 12th respectively right now, the pair of them in the 47s, nowhere near the speed of this man Bezzecchi, who's your runaway leader after 7 laps of 25.
Yeah, the two Aprilias, the slowest bikes on circuit at the moment. As we now look at your race leader, looks so good on that Muni BR46 Ducati, doesn't he? Marco Bezzecchi. You can see the focus in the eyes, the clear visors in these wet conditions. And at the moment, all Marco Bezzecchi can see ahead of him is empty tarmac, which is exactly how he wants it. That's not the case for Fabio Quartararo, who's trying to deal with our sole rookie, Augusto Fernandez, and finding it hard work at the moment.
Top job this by Augusto Fernandez. This is a complete journey into the unknown for him. He's not got a lot of wet weather experience, and he now fires up the inside of Aleix Espargaro as well, making light work of some of the most talented riders, the most experienced riders in this MotoGP back, isn't he, right now, Augusto Fernandez? That's brilliant. Superb 8th lap for him. The rookie then up to 12th, having disposed of Quartararo and Aleix Espargaro in quick succession. He's now going to try and get his claws into Vinales.
And Aleix Espargaro runs wide once again. He just sweeps across the nose of Fabio Quartararo.
Something's happened here to Jorge Martin. This is going to be a little... He went wide going in through 14 and then out of the seat. He was just a little bit offline, wasn't he? That sits him on a different trajectory then, coming through 14 and lighting up that Michelin rear rain tyre was Jorge Martini. Stayed on board, thankfully, and still on course for a top 10.
He's coming back at Miller now in that battle for 8th place, as the battle led by Di Giannantonio continues. Rins up behind him, Johan Zarco, who took a little while to get into his rhythm in the Thai Grand Prix, our last wet Grand Prix, but then at the end of the race, Johan Zarco had the best pace on circuit before he was forced to pull in behind Pecco Bagnaia and play the team game. Is Zarco going to pull a similar trick this afternoon and come to the field later on? He's playing that patient game at the moment in 7th place, but this battle led by Di Giannantonio continues to slip further and further behind us. Bezzecchi once again, the sole rider in the 45s, 2nd, 3rd and 4th on circuit are in the 46s at the moment, and then Di Giannantonio leading this group who are lapping in the high 46s, low 47s.
Over they come again, and once again it's Marco Bezzecchi still keeping himself in those 145s. It's not just the outright speed that Betz has in these tricky conditions, it's the consistency as well. Everybody else can't buy a 145, can they? Alex Marquez 2.8 seconds adrift then now, as we look at this battle raging between Rins, Di Giannantonio and Zarco. This is into turn number 7. Rins on the inside of Digia, he makes that through nicely.
Yeah, the good news for Alex Rins then, he's now up into 5th position. The bad news is that he's got 4.2 seconds to make up if he's to close down Frankie Morbidelli, who just goes through the front of shot. Zarco now looking to try and find his way through, but Di Giannantonio's confident on the brakes, isn't he? Leaves it as late as he dares, and later than Johan Zarco.
Yeah, this will be a good morale boost for Di Giannantonio, because he's 2023 had a pretty awful start last weekend in Portimao, trying to build a relationship with his new crew chief, Frankie Carcetti, of course, who's a world title-winning crew chief. He was the Grand Merit Suzuki in 2020, although the Giannantonio at the moment is going the wrong way in this Grand Prix. We just saw that, we pictured Zarco has picked him off into turn number 7, so in successive laps he loses place.
He's now the last runner on track behind Raul Fernandez. Looks like he's going to park this because he's now out of the points. Fabio Quartararo was almost out of the seat there. The rear end of that Yamaha was starting to come round on him through turn 13 as Alex Rins drifts wide. Quartararo is certainly going to take that gift wrapped opportunity to move through into 7th place. Rins will have the inside line for turn 2 but can't brake late enough on that inside line. Quartararo now up into 7th place. The Frenchmen are finishing quickly, aren't they, in this Grand Prix? Zarco once again in the 46s. Last time around he pulled another 8/10 back on Morbidelli and another half-second back on Marquez. This is the battle for 8th position between Alex Rins and the second of the Muni VR46 Ducatis, Luca Marini, who doesn't look like he's going to back up his sprint podium yesterday with a first Grand Prix podium here this afternoon, battling for 8th and 9th. Giannantonio is behind them in 10th. Augusto Fernandez just in the back of the picture, having a fine ride in 11th, and the Aprilias continuing to have a shocker in 12th, 14th and 15th.
Yeah, Alex Rins has really suffered in the second half of this Grand Prix. Marini picks him off with ease on the brakes into turn number 5. Yeah, Zarco again, he got good grip coming out of turn number 4 as well to get the drive down the back straight. You can just see him out of your picture there. Through sector 2, the advantage has been halved already in the first 2 splits. He was 8/10 behind Morbidelli at the start. Ladies and gentlemen, you are about to witness history. He comes through turn 13, he powers through turn 14. Marco Bezzecchi is the MotoGP winner for the very first.
In a few minutes, the top 3 riders will arrive for their well-deserved podium ceremony. In the meantime, let's take a look at the MotoGP race final results.